Yesterday, XDefiant finally released. This is a title we were waiting for forever, and honestly, I was getting to the point where like, will it ever release? But it finally did, and this is a free-to-play arena shooter from Ubisoft. Now, to be specific, the main lead from Modern Warfare 3, Mark Rubin, is the lead here. So if you guys are wanting a Call of Duty like Modern Warfare 3, I do think there is something here, but this isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Battlefield. I will say it does feel like its own thing in a way, but it also feels like a hybrid of two popular franchises into one game. And honestly, that is a Overwatch with a Call of Duty. I say that with kind of how the class abilities and stuff like that go, but also how sometimes they approach a game mode like Escort, where it does fundamentally feel like Overwatch, but without those heroes, without those tanks and all those different things that can really bring that Overwatch experience. There's a lot to love here. I will say that even though this is an impressions video, the game came out in one day, I am definitely enjoying and going to be playing this game more. There are some issues though, I will say, that can be pretty looming. One is with the storefront, the other is how the unlocks and kind of the experience progression is going. But first off, let's start with the positives. When it comes to the first positive, I think this being a free-to-play game is massive. Now, that does bring implications for cheaters in ranked. I don't think I'm going to be playing ranked anytime soon. I just really want to get the swing of the game in itself. But free-to-play is going to be massive because this is an unknown IP. And we've seen it with shooters that are unknown to the general audience. We saw it with Rainbow Six Siege. Things can start off slow. And I do think that the overall interest in XDefiant being free-to-play is a great start. Now, with the Overwatch Call of Duty comparisons, the modes itself feel pretty unique in their own way. I wish that there was a more, I guess you could say, type of modes, but I'm sure they're going to come with that in future updates. But overall, the starting modes, I am actually pretty shocked of how many there are. In regards to maps, I do think that these maps play well with each specific mode. It seems that they took an approach to design maps with game modes in mind rather than design a map for all game modes. And I think that's perfectly fine. There's a couple maps that maybe feel a little bit too long, but overall maps feel pretty good and really would gauge how maps truly feel in a future, look back maybe 3 months from now when everything starts to get into full swing and we see how the balance and everything sways. Maps, I am pretty shocked they're pretty good. Factions, I do think that this was a part of the game I did worry about. I'm not a fan of class abilities and ultimates. I know Call of Duty tried it with Black Ops 3 and they did it with Infinite Warfare, and then I don't think they did it with Advanced Warfare, I'm pretty sure, but I definitely did it with Black Ops 4. I don't like that for the most part, but I do think when it comes to XDefiant, they did strike a good balance where Call of Duty may have been missing when it came to that Black Ops 4 experience, and I do think Ubisoft here did nail it a little bit better. Totally not a complete fan. Dead Sex drone, for example, that gets in your face is frustrating and annoying. It reminds me of the Tempest from Black Ops 4, and that's my biggest complaint about the abilities, that a lot of them can feel annoying rather than impactful. And the annoying start, it just takes the gun out of my hand and just like, oh man. But in this case with the Dead Sec drone, you can shoot, so you just can't really see, which I guess is fine. The ultimates, the charge up is, I think, in a good spot to really gauge whether you want to go faster or slower. I do think that if anything, they will probably lean to making it go a little bit faster. I have been using the split yourself action a lot, and the pistol is really fun. Also was using the cleaners a little bit when it came to some of that escorting mode, but overall I do think that there is a lot of good stuff potentially with these factions, and first glance definitely intriguing to try them all out and see which one really fits your playstyle, because it's really going to gauge how you approach a game, a map, a game mode, whatever it may be. Gunplay, this for the most part is good, but it's going to segue into some bad. I do like how the guns feel. This is sometimes an issue with other shooters, that you really have to live up to the bar of a Call of Duty. It's not right, but it truly is that standard of, all right, where does this feel compared to Call of Duty? Some weapons in other games feel a little bit more impactful. They have more visual recoil. Some feel a little bit more arcadey. This one is going to lean a little bit more on the arcadey Call of Duty style of gunplay. Reloads and things like that are definitely on a more slower side when it comes to keeping in mind a balance. The attachments feel like they can really sway a weapon, but the XP progression is an issue right now. So I will say with gunplay, even though it feels good visually, when shooting. One thing that is extremely frustrating and still lingering is netcode. I don't know what it is. Netcode is not very good. What are they going to do to address that? I don't know. I don't know how much progress has been made, but it's not the best. I will say that this isn't the first time a game or a shooter had shitty netcode. I'm going to say this, and this may be a hot take. It's one of the reasons I didn't enjoy Black Ops 2 multiplayer like that. The netcode for Black Ops 2 was not the best, and it created a frustrating experience. So I do feel like that's the case here, but there's also another issue with XDefiant I'm not sure about. Like, I need someone to definitely test it or see something on Reddit that really proves this. I feel like the hitboxes aren't representative of what the character actually looks like. And for the most part, everything that you're shooting at is actually smaller to hit than what you're looking at. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this was a balance to the netcode, but I feel like in this game compared to other games, I am shooting at the upper torso rather than the head, rather than the lower torso more often than not. And even then, I feel like I am missing shots I know I am hitting. Again, it's a general overall feel. I feel like the hitboxes are smaller than what the character you are seeing are, and in that case can create some frustrating experiences. It's one of the reasons why I'm struggling with sniping, to be honest. This is where I truly was like, I definitely hit that person. Why didn't he get hit? Another thing that may be going on too is random bloom. I can't confirm that, but if there was some bloom element tied to attachments and you needing attachments to really minimize that bloom effect, which is basically when you're shooting a weapon in a video game, the longer you hold the trigger, the wider the bullets go. Imagine a flower blossoming out. That's why they call it bloom. It's pretty random. There's no pattern to it. I don't know if that's what's going on. I don't think so, but certainly the case could be made that that is happening because smaller hitboxes are definitely leaning towards that. Now, the biggest issue with XDefiant, and I do think that this is the one that needs to be addressed the most, is progression. It is way too slow to rank things up in this game, and we are talking there is 100 levels to a weapon. Now that is definitely tied to masteries, like, you know, they have bronze, silver, and gold camos. But when it comes to the attachment system, certain things are locked behind like level 44, for example, and it's so slow to get there. I don't know if they're going to be offering paid boosters, which is a possibility in a free-to-play game. There are some boosters in the game right now, not that you could pay for, but you just are getting. I don't know. I know some of that is tied to the battle pass, but altogether, progression needs to be a lot faster. I do feel like the gunplay and the meta is way too early to tell, and I think that this is by design because this is a free-to-play game. You want people to play for longer periods of time, and having someone unlock everything, have everything done within the first 2 weeks might not bode well for a free-to-play game. But in this case, I do think that there is a lot of good stuff here to let this game shine, have fun with, allow players to have a competitive experience when it comes to playing the game, whether that's in casual, whether that's in ranked, and they're being hindered by weapon progression. And these attachments are offering 10% bonuses, 5% bonuses. I think one time one was a 15% bonus. There are substantial differences to the weapon that could be happening with faster progression, and like, we're kind of gatekeeping, time gating the game or the full gunplay experience, which I want to see now, not later, because I feel like there is something good here. But yeah, weapon progression needs to be addressed. Also, the store, the pricing, very Ubisoft pricing, in line with the Diablo 4 stuff from Activision. So I feel like this is the unfortunate trend we are going with, some microtransaction skins, but all of that is to be expected. Hopefully they just stick to cosmetic bonuses and looks rather than actual in-game buffs, whatever that may be. But overall, I am loving this game, and I didn't mention it in the beginning, but if you guys are a player that is annoyed by skill-based matchmaking in a Call of Duty game, for example, when you're just trying to play regular, casual, team deathmatch, domination, XDefiant doesn't have any right now. At least doesn't feel like it. I know they have stated there is no skill-based matchmaking in the casual playlist. I think that this is the appropriate answer, but I will say that Call of Duty has shifted my mindset a little bit on it when it came to them releasing that paper documenting why they're doing certain elements of skill-based matchmaking and what it does for the overall health of the game. Is that right? I don't know, but again, we'll see how things play out in the skill-based matchmaking terms. But overall, XDefiant, great game, free to play. Recommend you guys try it out. If you guys are on PC, I think you can only do it through the Ubisoft Connect launcher, which is unfortunate. It is also on Xbox and PlayStation. Friendly reminder, crossplay is a thing, but there also is input-based matchmaking. So I know a lot of you guys who don't want to play with a mouse and keyboard player like myself, you guys can focus on solely controller players and turn off crossplay. Or if you have crossplay, you don't care about inputs, you can play with PC players. There's a lot of, I guess you could say, player choice in the game for a free-to-play game that honestly I like a lot, and I do think it's going to go a long way with this game. But if you guys have played XDefiant, let me know what your thoughts are. Also, it might not be called XDefiant, just called Defiant, but here we are. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts, your comments on XDefiant, yeah, leave them down below. Curious to hear what other people are feeling about this game. If you guys also want more content, I am not sure the exact content I'm going to be doing for this game, but I'll certainly figure it out. Definitely hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified, because I am going to be playing this game a lot more right now because it is fun, it is engaging, and really shocking in my opinion. I thought I was going to have a hard time really going towards, you know, leaving Call of Duty multiplayer, but here we are. So let's see how things play out. But yeah, hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified when I do drop that content. But until then, I hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.